All right, here we are. Gave a minute there for some folks to get in. Caxips06, welcome. Welcome. All right, we're going to continue with the draft deck that we got yesterday. So, hey, that's the plan. Definitely going to do a little bit of standard too. This new Crimson Vow standard. Do a little bit of that too. But probably another draft as well in the middle. So I'm going to try to limit it to slightly over an hour today, but we'll see. This is the standard deck. It's going to be spirits. Spirits. Standard spirits is fun. So remember, Kicksix, you joined us at the end of yesterday's stream. But remember, this is the 3 mythic deck that we got. So it's got Volatile Arsonist, Hallowed Haunting, and then Chandra Dressed to Kill. So we have 3 mythics in here. Like, this is pretty good. And these are all additionally good cards, whether they're enchantments or other things. We don't want to mess around too much with this deck, so I'm not going to mess around with it. I mean, it got us 5 wins, so that's why I'm like, hey, it is what it is. And then, yeah, I don't know what I'd put in. Like, I really don't know what I'd put in. Other than maybe another enchantment or something. And even then you're running 41 cards, and that throws the arena algorithm off a bit. And it's a complicated mess, but we're gonna see if we can get the 6th. I mean, we can only take 1 loss. Sorry, the problem with bagpipe music is, as even though it's public domain, so to speak, like non-copywritten, the bagpipes and the fiddles do kind of overpower my voice. At least that's the impression I got from here. I have no idea if it's coming off as that loud on your end. But anyway. Let us go. This is fine. We have all 3 colors that we need. I can't actually play the Cobbled Lancer because we need to get a creature in our yard to play it. But we have 2 removal spells. So if they play a 2-drop, I mean, with a butt. That has a butt, alright. Just gonna do that. See what we can scry, and then Geist. Definitely don't need an island. Okay. Oh, so it basically makes my creatures come untapped. Okay. Whatever. I'm not going to burn a fierce retribution on a 2/2. If they throw the double strike enchantment out and we take 4, then yeah, that kind of forces the issue. Well, we're still taking 4, but if they're, you get my drift. If they're going to go so battlecruiser on us, then we have this fierce retribution. And I'd rather they do that because that implies to me that they don't have anything. Well, I'll take one more. Okay. We're going to move the bride's stuff over to that one. Alright. No. I ping you for 1. Because then on the attack here, I can block and Fierce Retribution, so. I'm not doing anything with that mana. Should have tapped a blue, I guess, instead. I let the auto tapper tap this white. But I don't. I'm trying to get value off this resistance squad, so maybe I'm holding it too long. But I think we're okay, because our Distracting Geist has 2 power. So whatever they choose to attack into Chandra, we can just murder. Not that I necessarily want to get rid of our Geist in the yard for this Cobbled Lancer, but I mean... Okay. Block there. I can keep playing around the fact that he's attacking for small peanuts worth of damage. Alright. Do that. That just gets us a mana. Yep. That's fine. Like, I mean, now I'm getting these on the battlefield. So they're being smart with what they're conserving in their yard. Oh no! You have lethal on me. It still saw the damage, so that's fine. Ping. We have lethal on the crackback. They only have 7 mana. They need 8 to actually have it be lethal. Right? I guess they do have lethal on us, because you'd equip for 2. I believe it's an equip cost 2. And that's 5 plus the enchantment. Yep, they got us for Xaxes. Oh well. Oh no! Yeah. I just did, I couldn't remove the enchantment. Oh well. So yeah, I'd only got 5, and we take the loss there on our first game. I mean, had I continued that yesterday, who's to say if I would have gotten that the win? But it's no big deal. Like, the deck actually, considering we went like from 0-2 to 5-2, like, or 1-2, sorry, but 1-2 to 5-2, like I'm satisfied with how that deck performed. And if you recall, like, we didn't really have any Chandra synergy. She was really just in there as a pinger, because we only had 3 red cards. Sure, if I flipped a red card off of her, but the odds of that, the statistics, are very low. These are all good cards. Now, Draftsmith says I should take the Stormchaser Drake over the Path of Peril. Now, I haven't played Blue-Red, if that's the case. But, I mean, it's a Wrath, and I think the Wrath is better. I mean, the cleave cost, I guess, kind of forces you into black-white, but you could just run a couple planes, and you don't need to... And I don't have any Path of Perils collected anyway, so that's my first in my collection. It hasn't come up in draft. It just hasn't. So, here we go. A splashy rare. Hello. Wedding security is very good. Because every time you attack, you can sack a blood token and give it +1/+1, and draw a card. So drawing a card is very good. So it wants us. So like Draftsmith, for example, says take the Sigarda's Imprisonment. It's a removal. It's a white card, and it further turns on your cleave cost here. And Evolving Wilds can help with that. I'm actually more tempted to take this guy, because it's just a big dumb idiot, and sometimes big dumb idiots are like what you need in this format. Diver Scob is good, but are we necessarily, are we blue-black? I don't know. We definitely could be green-black, and just aggro, and in limited, that's not the dumbest thing in the world. So I think it's between these two. The Dawnhart Disciple's good, but I don't think you take the Dawnhart Disciple right this second, considering what else is in the pack. Wedding Invitation actually is pretty good with security as well. But I lean towards the Hookhand Mariner and let the Hookhand Mariner go. Hello! Yeah, I take the Dormant Grove. Now, see, ha. I got a Dawnhart Disciple. The other card there, the boar with training, it's the 1/1 that gives you a 3/1 boar, or pig. Ain't bad, but it's also not necessarily, good. You know, we do have 2 4-drops already, and a third 4-drop maybe a bit much. You can kind of see we have a lovely little bell curve here with 2 3s and 2 4s. So it's not bad. But again, this format, as I've mentioned on previous streams, is very bomby, very swingy. Anytao and Odysseia. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Snakes in chat. No, I have emotes. I think I just have the standard emotes, though. Ooh, actually, yeah, Evolving Wilds. I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds. I changed my mind on that one. Because the Evolving Wilds does allow us, if we just run a single plains, it lets us get the single plains. Just so that we can pay the cleave cost. But if we run into like a token deck or something, then it's a fine card. Here's to you, me you wanna know. There's, okay, Mind Leech Ghoul. I was tempted to take the Mind Leech Ghoul like 2 or 3 packs ago, so there, we still have one. And most of the time it's probably just going to get a land, because especially if you're playing it on 2, they'll just be like, oh, I'll get rid of this useless card and hang on to all these others. It's kind of only good if you know they're down to like 1 or 2 cards. Heron of Hope doesn't do anything, but nobody's... I mean, that tells me that white's open. Green is definitely open, and I think black has kind of closed on us. But I'm going to keep grabbing... I'm going to keep grabbing good black cards when they come across. Like, I'm not going to take a black card. Olivia's Attendants. Whenever they deal damage, create that many blood tokens. It deals 1 damage to any target. I mean, it's a good card. But... well, nothing in here... I don't think we pivot into red. I mean, I can take it because I only have 1 collected. So I can just take it for the... It's not Volt Bogus because I still need them. But I can take it, or I can just be like, you know what? I have 2 Hookhand Mariners. Whoopee. And it fits better into our deck. And then the red player is thankful. So probably I'll do that. There's no way we pivot into red. I think it's too late to pivot into that color. Like, that's a real good card, too, but we're... In this instance, I may just take the Screaming Swarm. I mean, the Rural Recruit, there he is. And it's what it wanted... In one of the earlier previous packs, it's what it wanted us to take. Right now, Draftsmith wants us to take the Ragged Recluse. I don't have any blood token generators other than the Wedding Security. The zombie's okay. Hopefully, well, by the way, my dishwasher's running in the background, and hopefully that noise isn't translating too badly. Hopefully my voice and the music, is doing its job to try to cover up my dishwasher. I live in a small apartment. Or I live in a large apartment for what it is, but it is a small apartment. We definitely need a couple blood token generators, though. For the Wedding Security. Which, I mean, the 1 removal spell is, but it's a 6-mana removal spell. The Grizzly, it's Grizzly something. I can't remember every card in this set, as well as I could remember sets of past. But even then... Return up to 1 target creature and 1 non-target creature. Okay, I can see where that's kind of good. Draftsmith, just again, to give you guys context, Draftsmith is saying, take the Flourishing Hunter. We have one, I don't think we need two. I'll take the Retrieve. Because the Retrieve provides balance, if that makes sense. And I'd rather have, excuse me, I'd rather have some versatility. Sorry if that got you in your headphone user. I don't think that was too loud, but you never know. So I'm just apologizing now. That gets us blood tokens, so I will take the Vampire's Kiss. It's an otherwise useless card, but it's like, okay. 2 blood tokens, again, helps this guy. We just want a couple. Like, we just need a couple blood token cards. Don't need a ton. Yeah, I think the Scavenger's better than the life gain, the Desperate Farmer. And I like the snail, the combat trick, but when you're faced with the 3 cards, it's like, alright, Desperate Farmer, something has to die, and then it flips. Alright, cool. This is just gain 2 life and get something out of their yard. Mana fixing. Again, so that this can also be white mana for our Path of Peril. If it was a split card, it would be Path of Peril, maybe. Split cards are, well, the Amonkhet ones were and, so it was dead and gone. The Dragon's Maze one and Gatecrash ones, that block, they were all 2. So call 2 arms. I don't, well, alright, I'll grab the Millipede. Millipede can be a big dumb idiot depending on what's already in our yard. I mean, the Rural Recruit gives you 2 bodies, but I don't know if, like, those are the 2 bodies you necessarily want. Because it's a 4-drop, alright, I get a 1-1 and a 3-1. The 1-1 has training on it. Well, most of these creatures are going to trigger the training. Yeah, I'm probably taking that. Hero's Downfall is very good too. Again, I was stressing balance earlier, where you want the right balance of creatures and like spells. But you have 15 creatures. Probably Downfall is the pick. But this is whenever it deals damage, you get a blood token, sacrifice 2, and you can constantly return it. And but it's a 3/1 flyer. Like, the flying on that is good. But I don't know if it's necessarily better than Hero's Downfall. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I mean, oh, Mythic, hello. And the Slug is very good too. Toxrill the Corrosive. So if we end up flooded on mana. At this point, it's just kind of look out for a spell. Because we got 17 creatures. 3/1/1. Well, okay, sorry. We're not. We need 2 cards because I forget this is a land. Ha 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 ha. But it's, you know, just take whatever you want and hope it works out. So I'm just going to take that white card because, again, we may be splashing white. So that's the spell. I think we're good on creatures. I really do think we're good on creatures here. I mean, the only humans we have that triggered these 2 are 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Because that's a vampire. Oh, that's a human. Okay, so 5. So we take these mythics because they're mythics. You don't say no to those cards. You just don't. We can keep exploiting. I mean, I'll take it, but I really don't think we run it. I really am on the lookout for spells, so there's one. Because again, we only have, like, that's removal, that's good, but we're looking at like 1, 2, 3. 4, because it's a non-creature technically. And then the Vampire's Kiss, which, cool, but it doesn't do anything. The Desperate Farmer, sorry, Dormant Farmer. Dormant Grove, Desperate Farmer, 2Ds. Not the double D you wanted, am I right? Hi-oh! Nature's Embrace, as long as enchanted permanent is a creature, as long as it's a land, it gets stuff. So there's versatility, but I don't think it's that good. The equipment is... I mean, I know that equipment is like +3 and trample, and or it's like sack a forest and get trample. I'm not gonna... If it shows up, I'll read it, but otherwise I'm not gonna read it. I might just run the Fierce Retribution. But let's see. This is 17 lands. I do want to run 1 plains. I don't want to run like pure Abzan. Yeah. I don't think Mind Leech Ghoul is where we want to be. We may want to run 1 plains. Like, just 1. Oh, whoops. It took out the Scorpion. So... Sporeback. Toxic Scorpion. And then maybe the second Diregraph Scavenger. And I think that's fine. It wants me to... Draftsmith wants to get rid of the Retrieve. I think we kind of need the Retrieve. Because it can buy back a non-creature permanent. So it can buy back this. But it really is just going to buy back a creature. Which I think is fine. And then this can buy back so long as we've gained life. I mean, the situation is limited in that scope. Like, this gains this life, so I'd need to have 7 mana. That just draws us cards. But so that gains us life, so if I just sacrifice it to the gods, so to speak. And then this is also going to gain us life. So again, I mean, 5 mana. And trust me, Vampire's Kiss is just a garbage, useless card, but it gets 2 blood tokens, and we kind of need blood tokens for the security and for the Falcon Wrath 4-bar. So I think I'm okay with that. And what I'm going to do, because I think we're more dependent on green than we are... we'll play a single plains. What's the fanciest plains I can potentially put in here? The dog. We'll go with the dog plains. Because we got some werewolves. So it's just a single plains to try to get... if I need to Path or Peril. Path Path 2 Peril Wrath, then there I will run that single plains. Like if I need to cleave it. Otherwise, I can just use it to blow up all the small stuff. And we have 2 7-drops that are very good. Like here's the downside where I'd have to use it. The Evolving Wilds to get a swamp. We're on the play, but we're not going to do anything until turn 3. And that's, I have to draw a land to do it. We do get a shuffle. Oh, crap. Sorry. Oh. Alright. It's dangerous, but I don't know. We have 3 draws. Well, 2. The whole point of that Evolving Wilds is to get that plains, but we need the swamp more than we need the plains, and whatever happens, happens at this point. But we get 2 draws, and there we go. So it resulted in us drawing what we needed to draw. Clap, clap, clap. I know you guys see that. But something just happened. I mean, I think I shrunk my screen, and that's why it's getting... I fingered the... the top corner, and it's like shrunk the view screen for me. So I'm fine taking 2 damage if we can strike back for... Awesome. So I can fight and kill... Well, bite. It's not a fight. Or... Scorpion. I will Scorpion. For now, I'll Scorpion. So he's going to be aggressive and make something big. That's fine. I think that's overly aggressive because this 1/1 can just step in front of it. Okay. Daybreak Combatants is a 3. And I'll get rid of... There we go. We can take another 4, like, that's fine. If that's their plan. Alright. Target a creature I control, target one I don't control. Oops! Wow. This is where the templating is bad, but that was an oopsie. Oh well. If we lose, then we lose, because I made an oops there. That was a big oops. These are the Daybreak Combatants and Falconwrath Celebrant are still more than 2 mana, so Path of Peril doesn't do anything to help us. It will remove 2 of the creatures that they have. That's the good news. The bad news is we're still taking damage because I punted. Really, I fumbled. If I were going to stick with football analogies, that was just a big fumble off the the templating. I thought it was, but it only gives you +2/+0 if it's Knight. And I forget. It's a new set. Sorry. Forgive me. Okay, unblockable, 5/4. That gets you a blood token. Awesome. The one can't block. I'm debating pathing, but pathing I don't think will do anything to help us. Because we don't gain any, that's 5 damage. Yeah, we're still dead if we don't path. Or if we path. So I do that. We're probably still dead. Because of the 2 damage off of the, we need... Because the Blood Tithe Harvester can sack to kill something. I'd have to double block the Menace creature, which I can't really double block the Menace creature. Well, depending on the line here, let me put it that way. I can take 5, but then it's just a matter of do they have... Okay. Do they have a pump spell? Okay. I have to take 5. Yeah, we're not dead, but we're not in great shape either. Because I need 6 mana, so unless this is a Plains off the top, my guess is it ain't. Yep. Kinetis. That punt really cost us, it would seem. Because 3 mana, and I can only cast a 2-drop. I can cast the Scorpion, or the Sporeback Wolf, but I then can't block this. Alright, Cultivator Colossus. Pitch it. Ooh! There it is. But again, we're dead to this. I don't think... Sacrifice 2, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, but it can't block. Oh, man. I can remove the Blood Tithe Harvester, and that's it. Because we're dead to that on the crackback. Wow, that is... Wow. Wow. Okay, well... It's not... it's literally the only play that we have. But maybe they don't see that it can't block. Yeah, I punted badly. It was just a bad punt. Yeah. Good game. Yeah. So that was my mistake. No. I wish they templated it differently so that you could see if it's night at the bottom. Like, say, if it just said target creature fights, or deals damage equal to target creature and opponent controls. If it's night, that's just where the human brain kind of is like, oh, okay, it does that. No, it doesn't do that. It only does that if it's night. I think that's the second time I've done it on stream, too. That's the sad part, is I've done this before, and it's like, oh, it hurts me. It pains me every time I do it. So that gives us some blood tokens. Well, I might as well just do that. Draw a card. Okay, we got the retrieve. Awesome. So the retrieve can get it back. We now have our single planes too. So whatever they do, we at least have some defense, if you will. But yeah, I can get the Dormant Grove back, so that's not a big deal. Griffrider. Depends if they play something with haste. Otherwise, they still don't get a training trigger. Yep. Owie. Now that, still don't get a training trigger, but that at least would do something. Cancel. Cancel that. The 4/4 is more valuable to us anyway. Because, yeah, I can just blow that up. Okay, but you gave me a free 2 life at that point. The irony on this one is I can get rid of that, or I can get rid of that and flip it and still have a 4-power creature. So and I'd rather a 4/3 lifelinker, because then this 4 damage that I just took is negated. Hey, hey. Do I need to wait tonight? Until night? I don't think so. I'm dealing more than still net 7 damage to you, so you go to 5. Okay. What do you got? None of these have haste, so it's like, alright, what do you got? He just doesn't want me gaining life, but he's willing to... Alright. You got it. Well, that's a card. You get 2 6/6s. That is a card. That's gonna very quickly overwhelm us, so I understand why he didn't want us to gain life then. How about that? We can't get the spell back. I can get the Dormant Grove back, but then I can't cast it. How interesting. We're still dead because we can't gain any life here. Well, we kill one thing and draw a card. I mean, it forces a block. Yep. Draw 2 cards, as a matter of fact. Alright. So, yeah, we're not dead. But I only have 6 mana, so I can do Nya Nya, or I can do Nya, because that's 3 and 3. So that's still 6. I don't know, the 4/4... it's only 1 more point of damage, so I don't think it would have mattered. He has to give the Heron lifelink. Might as well attack. Not going to give the Heron lifelink? Question mark? Okay. So they're at 6. Yeah, the skeleton goes away and you're left with the 6/6. I don't think it's as sorcery, so you can do it defensively. Yeah. We have to attack. Damn. It's like, damn, we're about to just, He gonna get his butt whipped. Yeah. Big oofa doofa. And 100... casting that isn't going to do us any good. It just gets us the Evolving Wilds or something, and that doesn't do anything. This is 12 in the air. Well, alright. We can draw Path to Peril out of this. Because they're going to block the Spore Crawler and kill the Spore Crawler. So we can draw our out. That is our out. Nope, we gotta land. Well, let me just cast these to get our dailies, and then scoop. That was rough. But I meant what I said yesterday. I don't think we're ever getting out of Platinum 4 in this format. You can interact with chat, guys. I do check it periodically. If you just enjoy the sound of my voice, then tell me. But it's okay to say hello. But it's good to see you, Anito, NBC, and Caxips06 still in the stream. So thank you guys for watching. But I meant what I said. Interact. All right, or I will reach my hand through this computer screen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Here it goes. Let's see if we can get at least a win with this deck. Oh, and we got the pair up. How about that? I told you a million times, if you're a follower of the channel and you've heard this rant before, but I detest when Arena does this. So this is where I will keep a bad hand on purpose, because I just don't want to play it. Yep, of course they have a 1-drop, because they're a diamond opponent against me, a platinum. So they're going to have all the bells and whistles and be able to just run us over. Right? Oh, keep playing out your small stuff, because I have this Path of Peril in my hand. Well, check out this removal spell that I have. I have everything, because I'm a diamond. I know how to draft this format, you idiot. It's like, yeah, whatever. At this point, I just assume they have, like, the most stacked hand in the world. I can't block. Like, I, honest to goodness, can't block. So, they can keep reading the card, but I can't block. And they're having a good time reading that card. It can't block. Well, they screwed up there because there's actually 2 modes on that card. But we'll talk about that later. I just need to get one of their creatures in their yard, and then I can at least diagraph Scavenger. And I would rather them exhaust resources than Path of Peril. I don't have any blood tokens, so I can't bring the Falkenrath Forebear back. I need 2 blood tokens to bring it back. They're overcomplicating it. Or is this like, analytics in football? You have a 99% chance of winning if you go for it on 4th down. Okay. Do you have another one? Or is that your way of saying, like, none of your blocks are profitable now? Of course you have another one. Okay. My all true love, when I return united we will be. Okay, I have another creature. I'm not going to throw this Path of Peril away until I'm down to, like, 8 life. Okay, they're going to make it so that my creature can't block. But why are you doing it this turn? Because I can. Alright, you did it that turn. Well, I can gain a lot of life on this guy, but I'm just going to do this. Because if you're going to... I'm just going to play conservative. I have no reason not to play conservative. So fairly round my old true love, when I return united we will be. Unfortunately, I can't. It's not like, oh, gain life and then I get something back. It's like, kill 2 things and then I'm still facing a flyer in the air. And then these don't overcome the flyer as well as I would like them to. So yeah, just gain 3 life and gain 3 life. And then you have to deal with the 6/6. Alright. Ow. Okay. Yep, they're gone. So, you forced my hand. I have a 2/2 lifelinker. That does not have haste. Yeah. It's a gamble, but it's a gamble that I'm going to take. Because you got to remove... I go to 3 life, but you got to be able to remove the Courier Bat, and you got to be able to remove the Weaver Blossoms. If you don't make the block, the Weaver Blossoms can make the block, and then I flip it and gain more life. So you need a removal spell. That ain't a removal spell. That'll ding me for 1, but it's not a removal spell. Owie. Nope. Alas, that is a land. How about that? So yeah, once again, the pair up, you lose on the pair up because they have everything. And they further had everything off top decking that. I'm not a fan of pair ups. I really am not. I think they're bullshit. It is a bunch of bullshit when that happens. I don't think this deck was bad. Yeah, did I punt game 1? Horribly. But to go from that into whatever game 2. Game 2 is now blurred in my mind. But that into that game 3 where it's a pair up. 2 losses into a pair up. It is bullshit. Think of it as being like a college team and being paired up against the Green Bay Packers or the Denver Broncos. Even a bad team like the Detroit Lions is still an NFL team. So an NFL team, so maybe we were playing against, see, here's the Path of Peril again. But maybe we got paired against the Detroit Lions. All right, in terms of a diamond player, like, but he's still a diamond player, and he got there for a reason. Whether it was a decent draft or, like I say, reading every card, we got 3 good cards here, and I just don't know which one to take. I think I'll take the Taxidermist, and just not fall into that Path of Peril again, because that Path of Peril kind of hurt us. Every time we tried to play it, granted, we weren't explicitly in black-white. We were in black-green. Sure. The Waltzer's good, but so is this, and I just, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I can't figure out this format. Like, do you just stick in and say, alright, these are my cards, I'm going to keep playing them, and whatever happens, or do you say, hey, I'm going to pivot now into red-white on pick 3, because this is a very good red-white card, and hope that it's open. I mean, the odds of us getting a Diagraph Scavenger or an Apprentice Sharpshooter, I'm just going to take it. But those are, they're cards that can come back, and I understand that. I don't have display sharing on, but speaking of display sharing, I may do some Magic Online in the future again if I, especially if you guys can donate to the PayPal Tanner4 at sbcglobal.net. I can really get some Magic Online going again, and you don't have to constantly watch me draft and complain. Let's build this secondary deck out here by taking this Markov Retribution and just kind of see what happens. Yeah, because I sold my way out of Magic Online, but like for real, like I'd love to do it again. I just need the money to do it, and if you guys are willing to support me, then I can do Magic Online, and you can see Pioneer. Well, fart. None of these are good. You have red and white cards, so we're not really in blue. Yeah, I'll take the Death Touch Scorpion. I mean, Scob's good. And that's the second one we've come across, but it's like, do I just take it for the sake of taking it and see what our pivot options then become? I don't think so. I think I just stick to your lane and hope it works out, knowing that you at least got a Desperate Farmer. Like I said, Lord knows what the rest of the deck kind of holds here, or should say packs hold. Like I said earlier, I think the Diagraph Scavenger and the Apprentice Sharpshooter are cards that you'll see again. Maybe not as highly, because that was pick 3. So maybe not as highly as some of the other ones, but you never know. Big Snail. I'm sure snails have teeth. That is a question for an old college professor of mine who actually specialized in snails. Except he was more interested in prehistoric snails, which, talk about an interesting specialty. Looking at current snails to better understand past snails. And so, like, for example, Fun fact for all y'all watching. This stream is educational. It's brought to you by PBS, your public broadcasting network, which is brought to you by sponsors like you. No, so if you've ever seen an abalone shell, you know, abalone have like 3 inherent holes, and that's kind of like where they kind of reach out, because they're like a snail. I don't know if abalone are classified as a snail inherently, so don't quote me on that one. But anyway, they inherently have like a couple holes that they kind of reach out and feed with, and they move around on their big foot, because abalone are just a big pad. But if you see additional holes in the abalone shell beyond those like 3 or 4, depending on the size of the abalone, like that it feeds from, those are snail boreholes. As in, other snails will try to eat the abalone, so they'll bore their way through the shell and eat it. And that's actually how. If I remember that class correctly too, like it's effectively like a majority of what snails eat are other snails. Well, and like plankton and things. I mean, there's herbivorous snails and carnivorous snails. But so they attack with toughness. Oakshade Stalker. We don't necessarily want to attack with toughness on some of these creatures, mind you. But we're just going to draft the same thing. The definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. Every time. But yeah, a lot of when you find shells on the beach, if they have like a very unique, hole in them, it's likely a snail borehole, and some other snail tried to eat it. So I'll play one game with this draft, with this deck, and then I'm going to give you guys at least a view of the standard deck that I've been playing, and then we're going to call it a day. So we're probably only going to go for maybe 20 more minutes, give or take. I mean, however long you think that's going to take, one game and then one standard game, maybe a half hour. But, again, that's kind of the plan that I have right now, just so you know. I'm really tempted to just take another snail, so I probably will. This is one of those things. I'm taking some pills, guys, so sorry for the noise. There's someone else in green and black. It's clearly not an open color. Maybe white's the open color and we're just missing it. Because it's like, alright, Vampire Slayer, Shield Basher, Markov, and Heron Blessgeist. I don't know. But, and then this Minister. And we got lots of 2-drops. I need some exploit creatures to kind of get anything off the Doom Dissenter. I do have. Did we not? Or that was last draft. So I was gonna say, did we get the 5-drop zombie? Oh, it's just so long as it's toughness. Okay, it's not every creature, which there aren't many. That's about it. Oh, there we go. And there's the. So we did get a sharpshooter. Now can we get the bear, the zombie bear? Those are lovely brown eyes. But yeah, snails are kind of interesting creatures in that regard. How they have like acid in their spit and kind of bore their way through into other snails. And then eat one another. Definitely white's probably open, and I'm just hurting the white player. I guess white-red was open, and we should have pivoted in that regard. I mean, that's a good green-white card. As long as you put one or more, it has trample and lifelink. Target creature with a counter on it has trample and lifelink as well. Sure, Parasitic Grasp. Well, everyone's, I guess, drafting equally. But we're kind of like, clearly me and this other person are the two human players at the table. By which I mean, like, we're actually passing packs. Now everybody's got one. Yippee! Exile a creature card, create a token that's copy, except it's a 1/1 artifact. For each construct you control, it gains haste. I mean, I guess that's good. But are we actually doing anything with it? Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it, but I think those other cards were better. Potentially. Alright, wedding security is good. Black is now starting to open up. There we go. So what that tells me is these like 3 drafters, can't speak for these 4 on our left, but certainly these 3 that just passed to us aren't in black. I can't speak for them. Or they are in black and they just had like Sorin and something in their pack. That's possible. Admittedly. If they only control one creature, it comes in and does -2/-2. But my guess is they're going to control most in this format. I think most of the time your opponent's going to control more than one creature. We're at 16 creatures. We can also Undying Malice in response to an exploit trigger. Bring it back. I don't know if this... It's decent and constructed because I've lost to a bunch of... what are they called? The 1/1 insect. I literally just said that I can remember older sets a little bit better, but it's not like Sporeback Crawler or something. But yeah, you get whenever a land comes into play, you get one. Or we willed it if we wanted to splash white. That's literally like the only thing that can make a blood token. This is where I think we want that Dormant Grove from last game. Because that goes really well with Ancient Lumberknot. Because we can just put... It also goes well with the Paladin here. But then we can just start putting counters on things. I'll take the Exploit Creature. The Exploit Creature is better. Again, if one of the drafters to our left that we're passing to is in blue, we're at least hosing them. Draftsmith says Golgari is the worst color pairing that we could run. It says Sultai is halfway decent, but I think that's literally only running one blue card because we only have the one. But it says Abzan. Oh, go Abzan. Yes. So Abzan, it says we should be running the Heron, the Paladin, this thing, and that thing. And then it says, oh, you need to take out 5 cards. The 5 cards are the Desperate Farmers. Why would I take out the Desperate Farmers? They're 4/3s. They trigger a lot of the training stuff that we have. Why would I take out the Rural Recruit? It has training. It would go off. It synergizes with this. So I find that bizarre. But it says take out these massive mites. Oh shit. Take those out. And it says take out the Rural Recruit. Why? I don't want to take out the Rural Recruit. I want to take out the Shield Breaker and call it a day. Yes, I can pay 1 mana and just keep attacking with a 4/2 Indestructible. But I don't think that's good. I like the ability of having combat tricks. And I think we're actually loaded up fairly well on creatures that I'd rather have the combat trick. Because, yeah, 20 creatures. No. I want Massive Might. I do like these Desperate Farmers, and we have 3 of them, but Draftsmith doesn't want us to run them, so I won't run them. This is the only enchantment for the purposes of the Heron Blessgeist. Otherwise, we don't have an enchantment either. So that's the only way I can get that back from the yard. But you know what? We're listening to Draftsmith minus 2 cards. I don't think the 1-drop is that important. You do need an early game in this format, but I think 2 drops are fine. Because your signature 1-drop in a lot of this is, I mean, we got a Doom Dissenter until we get it, draw a 3rd land to cast this. And then, depending on what that 3rd land is, if it's forest, I can cast this too. They're on the play. We're on the draw. There we go. So we got a forest. Sporeback Wolf. I can play the exact same wolf, but instead I'm going to play Doom Dissenter. They're gonna fight, aren't they? I can still exploit the zombie token. It's just less valuable to me. Now, I won't exploit if you fight the Fellstinger because the Fellstinger leaves the battlefield. So the exploit never happens. Yes. Cool. Hell no. Oh, it's a human. Sorry. Yeah, no. I'll... Scorpion. I just think of the Mortal Kombat song from the movie. You know, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Jax, Kitana, Jade. So I'm just like, yeah! I got a Scorpion! Woo! It just doesn't shoot a blade out of its arm. Yeah, let's keep it alive. It's best to keep it alive. It's still a 1-4. So I was like, oh, do I play a 1-4? Or do I play a 1-4? That can actually be a 2-5. You can attack all you want. I will let you do that, and I'll take the 4 damage. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, it gets sprung. I'll just wait. I think I'm okay waiting. Like, I could have made it a 2-5, but making it a 2-5... Alright, they killed one of my Death Touchers. I still have another Death Toucher. Sure. Bunch of 4-4s. It's still technically so it sees the training. Arena's just being dumb and saying like, "Oh no, it's a 4-4." No, it's still a 1-4. It just assigns damage, so Arena's shortcutting it. Big time. I don't know why you wouldn't kill the sharpshooter, but you do you. Nothing has trample. So, like, you do you. I don't understand that decision, but sure. And I think we just did enough damage that it doesn't matter if you kill the Ancient Lumberknot. It's simultaneous. Oh, nice. Everything shrinks. Oh no. You still take 3. Hey, they had a wolf strike and they didn't punt with it like we did, so maybe we just lost the game on that. Because it turned off what we needed it to turn off. But we didn't want it to turn off, I should say. I kind of do want it to trade off with the Raider. We draw a card regardless. So yeah. I mean, we're at 23, they're at 3. It's kind of a race to who gets a decent creature on the battlefield. Oh, there's a 4-3. That's a decent creature. Put 2 land cards from among them onto the battlefield. Cancel, cancel. Sorry. I caught that, so that's on me. I'm glad I caught it. He's more clever than he looks. Okay. I think regardless of whatever creature they cast, if that's a creature in their hand, I'm not interested. Yeah, because it's even if that's removal, I'm kind of like, why would I? I don't even know why you'd throw that creature. I mean, yeah, I guess it's like, oh, maybe he blocks because he cares about his life total that much, and then all right, no, I'm at 23. I'll just take 4 and wait for the rest, to work itself out. All right, so like I say, I'll give you a standard game because I'd rather not. I don't think that deck's very good anyway. Like, we just won a game, but we made some bad trades. They probably made some bad moves with the strike, because I mean they used the strike, I think, on the Scorpion, and it's like, that's not the card I would have killed. But you do you. I also forgot that the 2/4 Wolf synergizes with the old Lumberknot, so it was like, oh, whoops. They go first, but Wolf, this is fine. So it's blue-white spirits. It's like we're playing Modern or Pioneer, or we're playing Azorius spirits. We just don't have 50 bajillion curiosity effects. If it was mono blue, nor do we have. Okay, they kill the Usher the Fallen. Whatever makes you happy. Alright. I'm going to name Spirit on that one. Just because it's like, alright, whatever the hell you're holding on to burn spell wise, it just becomes a lot more difficult to remove, our spells. If everything has an anthem. So it's like your 2 damage thing. Great. You did 2 damage. How does that make you feel? Just scoop. Okay, good. I was like, what are you gonna do? I can't attack with the 5/5. If you actually read Dorothea. It's like, there's nothing I can really do about her. Well, I don't know what they have, but I feel like this is a good matchup for Thalia. It's probably a good matchup for her too. But let's read that later. Let's do that. I mean, I don't like the fact that there's 2 Dorotheas. And you can get a better view of the deck here in a minute, when I effectively give up and you can see it. Because it's like, I'll lose this one with them on the play, and then I'll win the next one or something. I mean, it's not really, but it's just kind of funny how it seems like, alright, you're playing a control deck of some sort. I'm going to run out the Clarion Spirit first, because then if it is play, yeah, because you can play with fire and just take Thalia out with 2 mana. So I want to get some of this cheap removal out. I can play creatures off my library now. Haha. This is the downside, because they get a free look at 3 cards. But I'd rather them get a look at 3 cards than and choose one. Oh no. Boo hoo. Boo hoo hoo. Sure. Yeah, you get a free go. Look at your... So you got to look at 3 cards. You get a Falconroth Forebear, sure. And it's back. Okay. I take 3 damage and you look at 3 cards again. No damage is dealt. I don't know why. To a degree, I think this is kind of an arena thing, but this deck like struggles with drawing lands. It either floods or it gets screwed, and I don't know if that's an arena thing or if it's like has more to do with you know, not running enough lands. I think it runs 25 or 24. We'll find out. I can at least kill Florian. Sure. Well, they have lethal on board, technically. Well, doesn't matter where I go, I'm dead. Sure. Oops, wrong button. Doesn't matter where I go. It's 9. I go block the biggest thing, 9. I block here. It's 10. And you can pay 2 to just sack something and burn me. So we're running 10, 15, 19. Oh, 22. Yeah, I probably should increase that land count. Most of this stuff is low, but Arena doesn't like it if you're running like less than 24 lands. And that's just Arena. It's just a fact of playing Arena. Like, I'd like to think if I assembled this in paper that you wouldn't have that much of a problem. I mean, 20 out of 60 is a third, so you have a 33% chance. And 33 is, you ask me, that's reasonable. Reasonable odds. Would you take those odds in Las Vegas? Maybe not, depending on how much money you have on the table. Or whatever game you're playing in Las Vegas. But you'll take those odds with other things. Bang! Get wrecked! Florian, sure. I didn't lose any life, did I? Oh, I think it just triggers for the sake of triggering. Apologies. That threw me off because I was like, what? What? Catilda! Oh no! I have 2 in my yard. They chose not to attack. Immerstrom Predator. And that's a pretty big attack. Protection from vampires. That's a vampire dragon, so you can't block it. You're just taking 8. And none of these gain your life, so there's 10, so that should be lethal. But I guess they're going to do the salty timeout, which is fine. In this case, like, I don't do this. I accept defeat. But it's like, oh, spirits, oh, your deck's broken or something. No, it isn't. You didn't attack my graveyard. And you knew I had that in my graveyard. You didn't... The Infernal Grasp was used on Catilda. It wasn't used on the Patrician Geist. Now, don't get me wrong, Catilda basically probably kills him too, because Catilda has protection from vampires, but it still is like, what are you doing then? Don't take it out on me by doing a salty timeout when you're mad at a mechanic that effectively hates against your deck. Protection from, and it's not protection from, you know, red or black, it's protection from vampires explicitly. So that's such a niche, and it's in my main deck anyway. But at the same time, it's such a niche protection. But like I say, I wanted to show you guys that, because I held off from finishing the draft yesterday, so that I could, y'all could, so that y'all could see the finish of that draft, and I've just been playing standard in the interim. And I'm gold 1. In standard, it's meaningless. But anyway. Anyway. So you can see the deck here. It's 4 Catildas, protection from vampires, +1/+1 for every spirit and or enchantment you have. Skyclave Apparition for those. Couple Circle of Confinements. You know, you get life, and it also hates against vampires, and vampires is a popular deck right now. I don't really love the Clarion Spirits, but I know, like, yeah, but that's also because I've been struggling to draw lands. So, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, if you have the right combination of cards, sure. I also don't know why it's displaying what it's displaying, but anyway. Boop! Make it a little bit bigger. Sorry. 2 Dorotheos. The original deck had 4, but I took out 2 Dorotheos, and I took out one of these Stonebind, because I don't like the Stonebinders Familiar either. Whenever one or put into exile, okay, great. So these Circle of Confinements and the Skyclave Apparitions trigger, but And then I can trigger this 3 times, I guess, if I have enough. But anyway, well, only 1 trigger, so you'd only get 1 counter. But it's just a 1/1. I wonder if. But yeah, I put in the adversary because the adversary can protect against the wrath, and then I put these in instead too, because this allows you to play off. Mono green already plays off the top of its library with Ranger class. Cemetery Illuminator allows you to play off the top of your library if you can get one of their creatures on a trade or something, or exile your own. You go for a defensive block. But like, I type in Spirit specifically here. There's this thing. Whenever a permanent causes a triggered ability, counter that ability unless you pay 2. Well, that hurts you, so no. That's okay. This is okay because it has that lose the game effect. But otherwise, it's just a 4/4 that sits there. Which may be good in mono green, so maybe you want to run that card. I don't know. This thing has double strike, but you're only really playing it out of the yard. It doesn't have flying. So it gets stymied. If you gain life, this is okay. So flying and vigilance, if it's got 4 counters on it, well, cool. And if it has 10 counters on it, well, you probably won the game already. But not much else. The only thing really gaining us life is Catilda. So I don't think double white is a worthy cost to pay for that. Like, that's a separate deck, I feel, than Spirit Tribal. Guardian of Faith, Flash, Vigilance. Any number of other phase out. That may be better than actually this one. For the purposes of that I would use it for. But I could also use it to remove blockers. So, I don't know. Whereas this is entirely creatures you control. Now, this one's protectionary. The other one can go both ways. But that 1-drop slot is kind of just a mess. Because it's like, well, do you do that and make it bigger? Or do you go here, knowing it's a 1/1 that can come out of the yard and do something? Like, you can give the Fleeting Spirit flying, and that actually may not be bad for 3 mana. Late game. You don't want the Bait Hook Angler. That could shuffle things back in. Maybe you want that, but again, that's 5 mana, so you're probably not doing that. Curiosity effects, but I'm only looking at 1. That's why I say the 1-drop slot. I really don't like the Stonebinder's Familiar. But I guess what else are you doing with it? This gets you a spirit every time you target it. Well, we don't have a lot of things to target it with. This gets you a spirit every time you cast a non-creature spell, but there aren't many non-creature spells. I'm ranting, so forgive me. That at least nets you a spirit, but it's a non-flying spirit. This makes your graveyard untargetable, but why would I want that? I mean, that could be selective too, if for at least every enchantment that when you bring them back, you can draw a card. Tap target creature you don't control. I mean, that could be okay too, but... Alright, I'm signing off and gonna stop ranting. I mean, you got to see the deck there. So I'm gonna stop ranting and sign off. But thank you for joining. Went over the time that I anticipated going. So you got an extra 20 odd minutes of me. But anyway, the channel is Zoibe_Devil. Thank you for viewing. I try to do this every day. So thank you for stopping by. It's back to errands and chores for me. So thank you very much. We're Zoibe_Devil MTG on Facebook. I check the Facebook page. Please like and follow the Facebook page. Please subscribe to the YouTube page. YouTube is Zoibe_Devil as well. And then if you do wish to donate financially to me, it's tanner4@sbcglobal.com. .net, sorry, .net, sbcglobal.net. tanner4@sbcglobal.net. Not .com. sbcglobal.net is how you would donate financially to me and the channel. So I don't run a camera just because if you've ever wondered, by the way, it's just because it tends to stall out my internet. So this is how you're going to get the best stream, and you just get to listen to my voice. But you'll see a photo of me on the Facebook page, or just watch some of our old videos. You'll also see me running the camera, and just laggy as all hell. But anyway, thank you very much. And again, like, follow, share, and subscribe. All those options that I listed: Facebook, YouTube, PayPal for donations, and of course Twitch, which